Hey, so I'm Taylor, the potato hater, and today we're just going to finish off the biophysical factors that influence viticulture. So we're just going to look at three things today: soil, topography, and site selection. So, soils. They not only influence the flavour and aroma of the grapes, but more importantly, they determine how much moisture can be retained. So there's a variety of different soils, but I'm just going to explain three of them to you. There's clay soils, which retain heaps of moisture and nutrients. Sandy soils that allow water to filter through very quickly and don't retain many nutrients. And there's loams, which retain moisture and nutrients but also don't get waterlogged. Clay loams is obviously a mixture of clay and loam, and sandy loams, mixture of sand and loam. Red wines are generally grown where there's more clayey soils because it retains the nutrients that they need to get the flavours, and white wines are generally grown in light, airy soils. Topography. The topography influences the grapes due to the steepness of the slope. So steep slopes are more prone to large amounts of erosion, which obviously isn't very good for grape quality and quantity. And flatter slopes, they tend to get waterlogged. So a nice gentle slope is the ideal slope for growing grapes. The topography also determines the aspect. So in the south, in the southern hemisphere, north and west facing slopes get more sun, and in the northern hemisphere, south and east facing slopes get more sun. So by determining where the grapes are positioned and the aspect that the grapes are facing, you can try and control how much sun they're getting based on that. It's also important to consider because every 100 meters you rise, you drop 1 degree. So that also affects the climate. And then because of this, different vineyards can use different parts of their vineyard to grow different grapes so that they get different varieties and flavours. But site selection is the combination of all these factors like climate, topography, soil, all that. So all of those factors come together to produce good conditions for growing grapes, or if they're less than ideal conditions, we know how to solve those. So like in the Hunter Valley, the soils are a bit too dry, but that can be solved with irrigation. So site selection greatly determines how many grapes can be produced, and what type they are, and the quality of them. And the variation in sites does allow for different variations of wines and different vintages of wines, because not every wine is the same. Even if it's a Chardonnay from the Barossa Valley and a Chardonnay from the Hunter Valley are going to be very different because of their different climates. They produce different flavours and tastes. And so I hopefully have cut the waffle this episode, whatever you call it, and that is biophysical factors that influence viticulture all wrapped up. So until next time, yeah, Taylor out.